Okay, everyone is here. Can you hear my voice? Okay, 13 is watching now. Okay, everyone is here. Can you hear my voice? Okay, great. Let's start. Okay, since because last everyone is here. Okay, let me turn off the YouTube. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good evening to everyone. Sorry, good morning to everyone. So we move on to the next session, which is I think this is week 3, right? So it's week 3 already. How are you doing? How's everything online? I hope you are okay because I was understood that you are going to start this to going back to UPM on December. Is that true? I heard someone say that they are going back to UPM on December for the third phase. Okay, that is great to hear. Okay, because it will affect somehow our final project. Because I thought that you're not going back this semester. So, so today in this session we are going to discuss on the final project, because of course I mentioned to you previously that final project carries the highest mark. I think 30, right? 30 something percent of your final evaluation mark. Okay, so today, as I give to you, as I listed to you in your, hold on, as I listed to you the list of the group. Can you see the screen? Okay, first of all, don't forget to sign in your attendance, yeah, in Putra Blast, for those who have the name over there. Okay, so let's go through the grouping, because actually the purpose for me to ask you to give your title, because I want to somehow ask you or to so that you can collaborate with other group, right? Okay, based on the topic, I can see because so I have decided to combine it accordingly, especially for example, right, group 1, group 4, group 6. um, yeah, because they are working on food waste. So this one is in Johor, and this one is Serdak, and this one is in Klang Valley. So I believe that the theme and the scope is similar, so we can combine it together. And for group, sorry, I name it as journal because that is our final product, our final project. So it's for journal 2. I would like to combine group 2, group 5, and group 11. Yeah, and in group 11. So there goes the journal 2, because they are working on the solid waste management. And group 3, sorry, journal 3 is on paper waste generation. This one, groups, sorry, journal 3 consists of group 8 and group 13, and journal 4 is on groups 9 and group 16, and group 4 is, sorry, group 5 is group 7 and group 12. Well, they are working on food waste, because this group requested that they want to do the experiment when they are going back to UPM. So for me, there's no issue, because if let's say you are going back by December, then you still can make it. You still can conduct the experiment especially the analysis. Okay, so next group is group six. Group six, sorry, general six consists of group 10 and group 15 because they are working on plastic and tire, almost similar. And group 7 is on food waste management. Group 7 and this one, sustainable food waste management in fast food restaurant. Group 3 and group 8, they are working on biodiesel, the production of biodiesel from waste cooking oil. Okay, so that's why I mentioned, and I even asked you previously in the group, or in WhatsApp previously, that if you are if you plan to work on the experiment, or okay, like I mentioned in the previous class, right? Because data collection can consist of qualitative, quantitative, and quantitative can be divided into one which is social science survey, and the other one is analysis in the laboratory. So because of the restriction that you are not going back to UPM, so maybe leaving the option for the survey. But in this case, if you can go back, and if you think that your experiment does not really take a really long time for you to complete, so you can go for experimental analysis. Okay. uh, Kaula, sorry, Kaula. I'm sorry about that because I could not confirm with you because one of your friend told me that they are going back on December. So maybe Kyla, maybe anyone can confirm that. Maybe anyone can answer Kyla questions because I don't get any information on that. Why only 40 people? Where are the rest? Ganeshwaran, Ko Zunwei, Lee Wong Fong, Mega Varman, Iman, and Azri still haven't cleared attendance. Yeah, please do so. Okay. No. So it's not official, right? I'm not sure. Maybe you can confirm with your friend on your whether you're going back to UPM or not by December, because I was told by your friend that they're going back on phase 3. Okay. Okay, for test one, usually it will be conducted on week 5. Mean to say that week 4 I have to submit the questions for moderation. So most probably it's going to be on Thursday because only 1 hour. Only 1 hour, and usually only 5 to 10 minutes extension for you to submit the question online. Okay. I just want to know: is there any issue with the latest grouping? Because, like I mentioned just now, if you have in mind, for example, if let's say you are going back to UPM on December, then you can do the analysis, maybe some analysis or some experiment that does not take long time, right? Okay, for example, if let's say you want to do the food waste composting, you can do at home at first, and then after that you can bring the sample to UPM, and then you can do the analysis, so you can get the result. So that's what my point. Okay, so if let's say if you want to still revise your title, you still have time to do so by latest by this Friday, right? Maybe some people think that is unfair. For example, I combine only 3 groups in one general report. And for example, for the journal, for the final or the last journal report, which is the on biodiesel, maybe they think that, yeah, they are doing only one group. So please let me know. Please let me know if you are okay with this arrangement or not. If not, it's okay. If not, you still can arrange yourself into for example, right? If let's say you think that group journal one, like three of them like too much, and then maybe you plan to join with group journal eight, then you also can do so. Mm. Okay, okay. Actually, this session, it's just on the still on the experimental layout because I have dedicated 4 slot on that because that is the most important part of this course. And you can tune into your YouTube for the next session. And don't forget to sign in your attendance after this class finish at 12. So from 12 until 1, 2, 3 until 3, you can sign in. You can sign into the you can sign into your attendance, which refers to the previous YouTube, not the one that I gave just now. So the one I gave just now, I will create a link for tonight. So for tonight, because I should prepare the proof of attendance for each class. Okay, so for tonight, we will cover that. So mean to say that this session is different, and the next session will be different too. I mean to say that the YouTube session you have to sign in differently. So this one is only for the experimental layout and the concern about it. Also, Jayasri Kalai 7. So doctor, all the groups will combine and do one journal only, is it? Yes, that's the point. Actually, I don't know. Actually, only one journal. Don't get confused, yeah. But for the report, because no, not for the report. For the proposal, you have to prepare separately. I mean to say group one and group two, you have to prepare your proposal separately. But for journal, you can combine. Uh, so that's why I mentioned, for example, right? For example, group one and group two, they are working on food waste. So for example, group one, they can take another criteria or parameter, and then for example, maybe social economy or maybe the academic background or maybe the knowledge on waste behavior or waste management. So those are the criteria or parameter that you can analyze or you can take into consideration for your survey. Uh, so you can get it right. So that's the point. So mean to say that if let's say one group study on the effect, for example, the effect of knowledge on waste management to the food waste management or to food waste generation. Okay, the next group will study the different parameter. So after that, after they have completed the proposal, then they can combine in the group in the proposal. So that's why I purposely arrange accordingly to the scope and the topic of interest. Okay. Any concern? Okay. One more thing. Don't forget. You can take the survey questionnaire from the journal, or maybe from other reputable sources, and usually the usual practice is you can add several questions out of it. For example, you adopt so our title will be different for our journal, right? After combining ideas. Which title do you mean? Is it accordingly? Okay, for example, right here we have 8 journal. So the final journal we're gonna have 8 journal with different topic. One will be on the paper waste, one will be on the tire waste, on face mask waste, and one will be on solid waste, and one will be on the food waste. So they are combining. So they're going you are going to create or produce 8 journal reports. third journal report. Okay, so that's why my concern is if you are going back to UPM on December, you can do the experimental based analysis, but make sure that your proposed project will not take very long time because you only have one semester, right? But if you are not going back, then you don't have any option. You just have to go for the survey. So that's why my point is, if for example, if you want, you have to make sure and you have to identify the survey or the participant or the respondent that you are aiming should be the the people that you can reach easily. For example, right? My point is, okay, maybe you are staying in the flat area or maybe in the terrace house, so it can be among terrace housing community. So that's the point. So that it will be much easier for you to give your questionnaire to the respective participant and respondents. So that's the point. So we have to know. You have to know. For example, among you, like three of you, if let's say one live in or maybe all of you stay in the terrace house, or maybe three of you stay in the flat area, so you can aim for the specific respondents, uh, because usually different answer or maybe different different what you call it, the different respondent will give different answer. Okay, maybe I would like to show to you one of my latest paper. I have already submitted one paper, because you know what, one of the purpose for the faculty, especially to introduce this course, especially to yeah, of course, Kang, the survey can be conducted through online. Yeah, of course. This is what I've been doing. Okay, I want to show you the example. Mm, because you should know the importance, right? If let's say you are able to publish, because you still have like another 3 or 4 years in UPM, and if you are able to publish your paper on your first semester, then it will be a good start for you. Especially if you want to conduct your FYP, then it's not going to be any problem anymore, because you managed to publish. So that's the point, and I'm really excited for you to get involved with this kind of data collection and data analysis. Okay, so let me show to you. Because last time I showed to you already one of my previous paper on food waste management, right? Due to the effect of MCO on food waste generation among, a case study in Klang Valley. Okay, actually, that one you can compare also. Yeah, okay, let me show you some different lah, yeah, some different angles. Can you see my screen right now? Okay, my previous papers on this, on food waste. No. Actually, the survey, you can include quantitative only, because usually for qualitative, you have to conduct the in-depth interview, and actually, it should require more on the social science inside, right? Which is not really our concern. So that's why I don't really emphasize on that. Okay, so the survey only include the quantitative, for example, right? Okay, do you, for example, the question is, no, actually, I will show you one of the example that of the question that I list down in my paper previously. Okay, so I showed you this one previously on my previous paper, but this one is using the concept of quantitative method. So mean to say that the impact of MCO due to coronavirus disease on food waste generation, a case study in Klang Valley. So basically this one, the data collection was done by KDB Waste Management. I collected the data online, which is it's not online. It is an open source data. So from that data, I can analyze. So that is different. If you cannot take other people's data, so that is not research, right? So this one is okay. This one because it has not been published anywhere else. So this one, the data was taken before the MCO, which is 19 February and 17 March, and during the MCO. So because I want to observe the different before several weeks, 4 weeks before that, and 4 weeks during the MCO in 12 local authorities in Selangor. So if you take a look at this paper or this journal, so this is data collection. So I make the abbreviation for each phase of collection of data collection, and these are the council, municipal council that are involved, and I took the proportion by 40%. Sorry, 50% of the solid waste was made by the food waste. Sorry. Okay, so let's take a look at the the data here. So I get this data, these figures, all from KDB Waste Management. They are collecting the solid waste and then they weigh it in the using the waste weigh method, and then I managed to get this figure. So this one is in tons food waste generation. So from that, I analyze, for example, right? I analyze the trend. So I just the data of, or maybe the supporting data to supporting points to support the trend and everything. I did everything through online, through journals, through newspaper cuttings, and a lot of sources. For example, uh, I study on the even I mentioned on the Facebook group here. So it should be very holistic. It should be very critical because you should analyze based on many angles, not only on the food waste generation alone, right? Okay, for example, this one, if you can take a look, if let's say I was analyzing this Majlis Bandaraya Petaling Jaya. So I mentioned also about the high number of property holdings of this number that was shut down due to the MCO, would explain the decline recorded. Um, so also their initiative to become a green city, and also their highest mean of household income. So everything has to be related and analyzed, and the ranks and everything. So this one is done through a lot of not really a lot. I mean, like it has to be very specific um, finding. So you have to know the keyword and everything to, for example, this one Petaling Jaya, and then you just do the uh, Google on Petaling Jaya and everything that is interesting, that is worth to put in this analysis or discussion. Hmm. Right. So that's why that's how we want to do the analysis lah later on the discussion. So this is one angle. If I only have data collection of waste in Selangor, if you want to contact of, there's one option. If you want to work on the solid waste or food waste, for the previous year, I can give you the contact number of the person who can provide you the data on this, which is on solid waste generation or food waste generation. Because another paper that have already submitted, and so far I have this paper has received the final review, and yeah, inshallah, I think it will be accepted because of the very positive feedback from the reviewer. So this one is this one is next. Yeah. So this one is the next paper, but this is studying on the solid waste generation. Like if you look at just now the previous paper on food waste generation, I was only using the data collection by the company, by the KD based management, who collected the and who recorded the generation of solid waste, and I turned it into the food waste by the proportion of 51%. And sorry, it's loading. Okay, next paper is on solid waste generation, also due to the MCO, but this one is studying a longer span because we want to see and we want to understand the effect before and after, which is 2019 and 2020. Hold on, yeah. It takes time. Okay, this one. So actually, this one is not published yet. This one is going through the final review. Okay, if you look at the title is the impact of COVID-19 on solid waste generation in the perspective of socio-economic and people's behavior. So these are the parameters that I mentioned previously. So you can study the effect of socio-economy, you can study on people's behavior, you can study on the knowledge of solid waste management. So those are the things, and many more actually, the factors that can influence of the solid waste generation or food waste generation. So in this paper, so basically in this paper, I was studying, or I was of course I was still studying. I was still using the waste weighing approach to gather the data on solid waste generation. Um, okay, but this one is different because we just took only insert down. We have the data for all zone. And this one is supported by the effect of COVID on decision on social economy and people's behavior. So this one is using the questionnaire method. Okay, so the survey to a sample of 310 respondents at Serdang, which are using the community and also through Facebook ads that aim for people in Serdang. Okay, sorry, what is this? Okay, so and last one, of course, statistical analysis using ANOVA and everything. Okay, so these are the question, the example of the question. Are you male or female? What type of ownership house are you staying in? What is your monthly household income? How much do you spend monthly on the house? Do you participate in waste separation? Will you do waste separation if there were a bin around and if there's a clear signs on it? Do you believe that waste separation can improve your living environment and public health? Do you think waste separation helps reduce our carbon footprints and is suitable for the environment? Do you agree to live in a high-rise building, make it difficult to do proper waste disposal? How has the pandemic affected your monthly income? How many hours did you spend working from home? And yeah, until this 13 question. So this question was adopted from a journal, right? You don't create this question blindly. So maybe several question was added according to our objective of the study. So based on this, we are analyzing the effect between 2019 and 2020 and observe the relative change. So we can observe that, and then you can also analyze what are the effect and critically, and the survey result also. So based on this survey result, so we have all the result that was presented in this manner. Okay, so my point is, for example, right, we have 3.2.3. Maybe one group can do 3.2.2. One group can do 3.2.1. Yeah. So right, do you understand? If let's say we have survey result and then we have several parameters. So one parameter is on quantitative aspect. Maybe one parameter is on the socio-economy. Maybe one group can analyze in terms of people's behavior. Okay. So I hope it is really clear, because this example is really clear on your direction for you to follow. This paper I will not release until it is to be accepted. Maybe it's not going to be long, because I'm still waiting for the editor decision to publish or to accept this paper. So when it is accepted, then I can give to you. And of course, don't forget to put all your journal. Okay, any question? Let me take a look at the YouTube. Can we follow the same way to collect data from other sources other than doing from what do you mean by from other sources other than doing survey? Can you elaborate, Jayasri? Time pacing. How can we identify whether data has been published or not? The data, if let's say it has been published from the internet, for example, the journal, then you cannot take it. Unless for example you take the data from online or maybe open source. For example, there's one paper actually previously on the uh, air index, which observed the pollution. Do you still remember last time? There's a it shows the index of the air quality index. So that one is open source. So that one you can take. But if let's say it is published under one paper or journal, then you cannot take it because it belongs to that paper. Okay, Jayashree, what do you mean by that? From other sources other than doing survey? Actually, if you have other sources like this one, right? Like previously, I was thinking, how do I want to get the data on the solid waste generation? So I contacted the KDB Waste Management to get the data on the solid waste generation in Selangor, in Klang Valley. So that's how I get it. But if let's say if you have, for example, it's not necessarily have to be on the uh, let's say you have any data that you can require from that party, then it's okay. You can take it. You can still revise the title. Okay, if let's say you had data on the production of chili in Malaysia, for example, right? Production of chili in Malaysia, and then you can see you want to observe the effect of the MCO, how the production has been affected by the yeah, you can do that also. If let's say you want the data from MBS, sorry, not MBSJ. MBSJ does not collect the data. The data will you can get the data from KDB Waste Management. So KDB Waste Management has the data on solid waste generation. Okay. I was thinking if let's say for example, right? For example, like my method previously, I was mentioning on the food waste, and then I just make assumption that 50% of the solid waste that they collected consists of food waste. So I believe that the same way or the same approach you can do for waste tires or for the plastic, but you have to make sure that the proportion is reliable, right? Or maybe it's consistent. If let's say you take the proportion of the waste or waste tires or maybe plastic 20%, and then you can take that percentage and you can recalculate from the solid waste generation that they have. Okay, so I would suggest to you uh, to combine two data, especially from the solid waste generation, because I believe that most of you are doing on solid waste on waste generation, right? Because if like say I go through all the title, um, most of you are doing on the waste generation. Okay, food waste generation. Relationship between the amount of household food waste generation, solid waste generation, sustainable food waste management, sustainable food waste management, solid waste, impact of household food waste, paper waste, paper waste, okay, medical waste. Plastic waste management among university students. Okay, so I will recommend for you to take the data from the KDB waste management, and after that it will be supported by your survey questionnaire, like the paper that I am preparing right now. So that one seems more established and more reliable to study, right? So I really hope that you are clear about the direction, because I give you example already. Okay, any question? Okay, what do I mean by journal? Yeah, journal one mean to say that group one, for example, group one, group two, group three has to produce one journal, and next group three, group four has to produce journal two. Mean to say that the different title. So I am expecting for uh, each, not each group. I mean, like for example, three groups to produce one journal, two groups to produce one journal. So the title can be different, right? Okay. Any more question on the proposal? Because I believe that I give you already the template of the proposal, right? So basically, you just have to prepare the proposal by week four, right? Is it week four? Yeah, week four. And now it's week three. So you have to submit the proposal by week four on Friday. On Friday. What is the date? I told your friend last time. I forgot. So the proposal, Kaula, you can refer to Putra Blast. I gave the template already. Okay, by 12. Okay, 12. 12 November. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, thank you, Hui Ping. 12 November is the due date for the proposal. So you have 2 weeks to go. So I mentioned previously, you can refer to the previous YouTube channel, YouTube video on the proposal presentation or proposal preparation. Those are the links or the things that you can prepare according to the introduction, the review, and methodology. So that's all for the proposal. Okay. So So proposal actually, the due date is 11 November and at 12 midnight. So of course, it means that 13 November lah. 13 November, 12 midnight. Yeah. Mm. Okay. Any question on the proposal? On the is it clear? Because I don't want you to submit me the. Actually, you can submit earlier. Yeah? You can submit earlier so that I can revise. And because it consists 10%. Yeah, it's a lot of mark. If let's say you get 75 and then you lose 5 mark, right? You don't want that to happen. Yeah, correct. But okay, mean to say that the proposal is the subset of the journal. Understand? Uh, of course, the title will be different, but that one will be the interset of the journal. So different sets of proposal makes up one journal. Okay, actually, for the final group on the biodiesel from the waste cooking oil, I'm not sure whether you want to conduct the survey or you want to do the analysis. Both also can, both also can. But if you have time, you can conduct in UPM. But of course, you have to know the procedure because it's not easily you can enter the lab. You have to know lah. You have to contact the person in charge for the lab to enter the lab for you to do the analysis. Okay, so that one is for if let's say you want to do the analysis of the biodiesel from cooking oil, waste cooking oil. Okay, that one. If not, you can just conduct the survey, the perception on maybe the potential in terms of people's perception whether that one is feasible or maybe that one is that one can promise something. I believe there are several questionnaires also on that. Okay. Okay. Any more question? Proposal? I think it's clear, right? Because I prepared you can refer to the YouTube, the previous YouTube. For the general report, you can combine several proposals in the general report. And for the okay, I think now it's 12. No, it's second. Okay, I give you another 2 days until 4th November. If let's say you want to change your title, if you still want to change title. For test one, right? I still haven't prepared the question yet, but of course, I was thinking to prepare one question on the experimental layout. How do you want to prepare the? Of course, you have to refer to all the YouTube link that I have prepared. Everything would be evaluated based on that. Okay, one question will be on the experimental layout, especially on the interaction and everything. Maybe I can expect you to maybe one question on how do you want to construct the experiment and what are the parameters that you want to do and what are the title and everything. So that is one thing that I can think of. Maybe it can be maybe it can be simpler, maybe it can be more complicated. So just pray that it will not be that complicated if let's say I can prepare for the test one. And of course, the next question will be on the introduction and also the probability. Okay, so because probability just now, there will be 5 question. Sorry, 5 section. So you can refer to that. One question on that. Okay, so that one is for test one. So we also have test two, right? Which is I think on week 8 or week 9. Okay, any other question? because I really hope that you can complete your proposal. Yeah, if let's say you have any problem, just let me know, because I don't want it to be very last minute and then you can submit to me, because at least you can submit to me much earlier so that I can revise your proposal. Because most importantly, I want you, of course, I want to help you to give you high marks. But if you yeah, that's correct, Nathan. That's what I mean. I think that one is much easier because I'm not sure whether you are going back to UPair or not. So you can ask on the opinion of the people whether they understand, and maybe one is understanding on the biomass and the potential renewable energy to biodiesel. Maybe one is what they think. So I think that is also an interesting insight to understand whether it is ready or not. Because I believe that based on my experience and my friends' experience, and also from industry, the potential of producing it it's not there yet, right? Because one of the factor is it requires abundant the huge number of biomass. Uh, that's usually most of the problem. So maybe you can study whether people understand or not. Whether maybe people think that, oh no, that is only the daydream things, or maybe it's not going to be a reality, or maybe it's going to be happening like for the next 7 days. Okay, it's okay. Pacing. I think. Can I ask you, because if let's say I ask everyone to contact KDB, maybe they will be irritated, right? So after this, I will pacing. You can contact me, and I will give you to the I will give to you the WhatsApp number of the person in charge. But please make sure you discuss with your friend what are the data that you want, right? Because basically they have data for several years already. So which has not been published yet anywhere. So I think it's a good opportunity for us to publish the data that they have, which to be supported by your survey questionnaire. So of course you have to discuss amongst your friend, and then you can list down what are the data that you require from the company. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. If there's no question, then so I think maybe tomorrow I will release the YouTube link on the not tomorrow. I think on Friday I will release the YouTube link on the random variables. Random variables. So that one is chapter 4, right? Which I believe that one is related to experimental layout too. So 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 it will be you so it will be counted to be evaluated in test 1 too, because it is almost similar to experimental layout, because we have to identify the variables and everything and so on and so forth, right? So because I can expect we can complete the course much earlier, so that we can have more time to complete your general report. Because yeah, I know it might be difficult, right? Because this is your first time, but it's okay. I'm here for to give you guidance and everything. And trust me, it's not going to be that as complicated as you think it will be, because I believe that there are shortcuts. Then why should you go the long road, right? So I will give you those so that we can produce good general report, which will be of course it will be impressive for your CV too. So that is our aim, because I want to aim at least 8 general report to be published maybe by next year. Mm. So that's why we have to work on that. So make sure along the courses you still work on the journal report, yeah, because it carries the highest mark. Okay, I think if there is no more question, you okay? As I mentioned to you previously, you can WhatsApp me anytime. We can discuss on that. So that is also counted as part of the class. Okay, so it's not only the normal class; it's formal class. So I think anything you can just contact me, and actually this class consists for experimental layout, which is more time for you to discuss amongst you. So I will give you more time for this for the next hours, and also for the next hour on Thursday, because I think the most important and the most crucial part is to produce your proposal, because once you have prepared a proposal and questionnaire already, then it's not going to be very complicated, because you just have to ask people to fill in the questionnaire, and then you can just analyze by citing the papers here and there, and then there you go. You are done, and you are good to publish your journal report. Okay, so I think that's all for from me today. I'm not sure what happened to other. So basically, most of you are now 52. Yeah. Okay, last time it was 50. Sorry, 54. Because I can see only 50 are viewing now. I'm not sure what happened to the other three. Okay, so I think that's all from me now. And then you go ahead with your discussion. And if you have any problem, just text me directly. Okay, I think that's all from me today. Thank you. Have a nice day. Okay, remember, yeah, I really want to help you. So make sure that you submit your proposal and your journal report much earlier, so that I can help to revise it. That's what I usually do. If not, I cannot help you. So that's why I'm telling you many times. Okay, thank you.